Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Mickey Mouse Funhouse. This is a Disney Junior series. So far, it's only one season, I think. Yeah, it started in 2021, and of course, it is a 3D animated series featuring Mickey and Minnie and Pluto and Goofy and Donald and Daisy and Pete shows up, Clarabelle, all the regulars and all the supporting casts show up in this, and it's them, or at least our main five or six, they live in a house that's alive. Yes, I know it sounds like a horror story, and it technically was through a series of films in the 80s. But in this one, he's a funhouse, and they call him Funny. And by the way, he's voiced by I gotta make sure I say his name right. Yeah, Harvey Gillen. Harvey Gillen. You might know him as Guillermo on What We Do in the Shadows, if you know that series on FX, because you're an adult and you know what that is. Yeah, that's Guillermo. He's the voice of the house. I wondered when I heard him talking, I'm like, that voice sounds familiar. Yeah, it's Guillermo. So yeah, but beyond him, there's all the classic people who do all the voices. Jim Cummings, of course, plays Pete. Bill Farmer does Goofy. Tony Anselmo does Donald Duck. Tress MacNeille does, I think, Daisy. Yeah, Daisy, and Caitlin Robruck does Minnie. So it's, if you know the animation from Mickey's Bow Tune or Minnie's Bow Tunes and all there isn't there's a car racing one I think we looked at a long time ago. Uh, it's the same general style of animation. This is just the latest incarnation, and so far, like it says here, it's one season. It's about 11 episodes, and most of them. Oh, I really didn't realize this. Most of them are two stories. Most of them are two stories per episode. The first one, though, is very much one whole episode. They're about 22 minutes each. 26? 26? Come on. 26 minutes each. So, in this case, the first episode is very much like an introduction to the whole concept behind what they're doing here. Not that it's super complicated, but it's for kids, and also lets parents know what's going on here. But yeah, they live in the house. The house is alive. The house talks to them, and they want to have imaginative adventures. And somebody, I don't know how they got started on this, but somebody thought that, we should pretend to. Oh, they were all playing when Mickey stumbles upon them. They're pretending to be knights fighting an evil dragon, and Goofy is a dragon. And he's like, no, no, wait. Why am I bad? I'm a dragon, but does that mean I'm bad? And that puts the question to them: well, are dragons bad? Are they good or are they bad? Let's find out. So they hop inside the house, and the house takes them to another land. And in this sense, it's encourages kids to use their imagination to imagine new worlds and new experiences and new things, and search out answers to questions they might have. Be curious. That's a good thing. So in this, the house turns into a castle, and everybody gets armor and shields, and they all look like knights. Daisy, however, is easily confused, and she believes that she's a robot. They keep reminding her that she's a knight, but she's convinced she's a robot. So that's a funny little recurring bit throughout the episode. But yeah, they end up hunting down this. They go to this town and they find there's a dragon wreaking havoc through the crops, through the pie store, and whatever else. There's just all sorts of craziness going on, and they have to face down this dragon and find out what's up with it. So yeah, simple enough. And of course, I think you understand that the dragon's going to be good, but he has a little problem with knowing what they're supposed to be, because essentially the dragon is a baby or a puppy in a sense, just a little overeager, very friendly, doesn't know boundaries because it's a tiny child. It's a child, but it's a big child, and they start to understand why he is the way he is, and they realize, hey, let's teach him what's good and what's bad, and how to treat other people, and not to steal pies or burn crops or anything else with your fire. And he's super playful, and that's it. Yeah. So it's a lesson. Of course, all these stories are going to have lessons. It's to basically say, hey, look, don't judge people based on one. type of experience with one. If it's a bad experience with one type of person, in case using type here is just a really bad way of saying this, but certain, whether it's people's race or religion or country of origin or whatever else that makes them unique or different from you, if they're somebody that lives a life that's different than yours, and say you have a bad experience with one, don't assume that they're all the same. And so it's just if you're going to judge people on who they are, the core of their character, not based on some wide sweeping generalization. So that's a good lesson for the kids to understand, right? I'm hoping most of you say it right. One of the fun things about this, though, is there's a lot of episodes that like talk to the audience and like, come on, kids, figure it out. And thankfully, they don't do that in this one. It's still, you're along for the ride, but they're not like, well, do you see the dragon? And they don't pretend that they don't see the dragon, that you're supposed to yell at the screen and point and go, there, it's there. They don't do that. Thank you. Maybe some kids would get a kick out of that, but it's a little ones. I guess this one might be for some of the older little ones. But it's cute, and it's friendly, and it's not evil. That's an important thing. Anyway, it's lessons for kids. It's made for kids. That's why I only watched one episode. I got the gist of it, but beyond all the great voice acting, D. Bradley Baker, who's in just about everything. He does voices too, of course, throughout this. I said Tress MacNeille, and I said a bunch of others, but yeah, Bill Farmer, Brock Powell, Jim Cummings, April Winchell as Clarabelle, Corey Burton, of course. Richard Kind shows up. So Nika Futterman, and yeah, there's just a whole bunch of interesting voices. I know I've done this a lot, where I harp on the voices, and most of you are like, who cares, whatever. No, they're important. They are important because Disney uses a select batch of actors in a lot of their shows, and they are so talented and diverse in their skills, even though sometimes they can tell who is playing who, even though the voice is very different from show to show or movie to movie. Still, it's good to know the people who give you a little joy in your life. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
596.
596. That's got to be in the thes, probably. No, it's past that. Well, it used to be in the thes. We've moved all the way into the W's. 596 is one of yet another in a long series of shark-related documentary shows. Yeah, okay. We're watching When Sharks Attack. When, not where, not how, or why, or who. This is When Sharks Attack. Yeah, I imagine, hopefully this is just an episode. I suppose you could make it into a series because there's not enough recycled shark footage out on television already. So, When Sharks Attack on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.